national anthem sung by Scott behind them. Now they've got to get down to serious business. 5-4. They've now got a VeryGames side who've won 2 in a row, plenty of money, and are getting ready to build some momentum against them. So this next round for Complexity is really one that will test them, really one that will ask them a question.
Yeah, they really need to start winning rounds too. You don't want to go down too much early on against a team that is favored against you. I mean, theoretically, when you're playing a team that is favored to beat you, you always want to you want to be the one with the hot start, and then you let them get the rounds they're gonna get because they are such a good team. But then you just hope that you can edge out a couple here and there, and that's gonna push you over the top.
There you see VeryGames sat as we pan over towards Complexity. Quiet on the Complexity side.
It is quiet indeed, but it's quiet on the VeryGames side as well, to be fair.
I do just love the ironic image that Scoots is behind as a manager of Team Complexity almost. If Alex Garfield could see you now, Scott. If Jason Lake could see him now.
And VeryGames, once again, just starting their slow, methodical, default slow strategy, where it's taking over the area, trying to get a feel for how COL is playing. And COL also just playing far back, not really taking too many risks early on. Nothing with a nice headshot there on Existence. That was a nice shot.
That defensive, I'm going to call it an entry frag, that defensive first kill that nothing seems to get time and time again.
He's very good at that one shot with when the terrorists keep walking up the middle. He got that kill at least 3 times against Faculty as well. And he got a 3 kill at least too, I think.
And we've seen it twice in this game. It sets the tone. It puts them in a 5v4. It allows them to remain passive and say, right, come to us. Tell us what you want to do, and we'll try and answer it. And that's what Complexity are ready to do. They fall deep in towards A, not knowing that the bomb is moving its way up towards B. And there'll be the 2 players that you see here, Sean with his FAMAS and Hiko to make their way in and see the action here as MBK will make the first push for VeryGames. Try and sight anyone and say whether it's safe or not, but the nades are coming and the French are coming as they make their way through. It's going to be Hiko who will see it all come forward. Frag number 1, but he gets picked off quickly by Scream. It's all on Sean and that FAMAS, and he can't do much about it. 2 frags come in. Swag quickly Swag quickly comes through spawn. Bomb has been planted. The rest of the players pretty slow to get in there. Swag's going to charge in. As you can see him coming around that corner. First frag will go the way of Swag somehow. He picks them off, but Shox is waiting, and he watches them go past, and they've all assumed that he's not there. But what does Shox know? He's got one behind him as well. Here he comes. Shox round the corner any second now. Opens up. Oh, beautiful play from Shox. But not enough. They have the kit, they'll get the defuse. And in that situation from Shox, realizing he was going to be the only man standing, he couldn't just shoot his load. He had to wait for the right time.
That was such a smart play by Shox. I mean, it's a little unlucky here for him that Swag was able to turn around so quickly. He could have easily gotten these 2 kills and just won an easy 1v1 after. So just great play by Shox, and he really might just have ice in his veins.
I mean, as a caster, you're waiting for it to come around the corner and shoot, but he couldn't. He had to choose correctly.
I tweeted before the match starting that asking if anyone's ever tried to see if Shox has a pulse, because I think he might just be a machine. I really think someone should find out, because it just looks unfair.
But 5-5, we challenged Cole at the beginning of that round. We said they had to win that round, and they did. But to be champions, you have to follow it up. 5-4, tense stuff here in Jönköping, Sweden. Here in the DreamHack Counter-Strike Go Invitational. And this is an absolute belter of a way to start your Saturday.
VeryGames once again playing very slow. It looks like they've let the bomb fairly far back, but Smits is going to be going for this entry kill here in the middle and see if he can find, I believe, his Swag in that little corner. Is going to connect on the nade here, do almost 50 damage, and he's going to be met with this stack of COL any second now.
Let's see whether Nothing can do what he's been doing best. No, he's been sighted already. Pops around the corner. He still does what he does best. Gets that first kill. MBK goes down. Nothing pings the nade around the corner. Tries to make the crossover and doesn't get out safely. But he does successfully go in. And you can see Sem there. He's going to try and get in. They're going to assume that Sem's position was clear because that's where Nothing was. So no one will go where someone had just died. But he did. And it's all pushing in towards that B site. Scream's going to lead the push forward. Hiko's got frag number 1 and 2. Nice work. Existence falling like, VeryGames falling like flies now. And it's Existence, the last man standing, quickly decides bomb and bank will be enough for VeryGames here because he's 1 on 4. And surely won't get out alive. He won't. And Complexity, 2 in a row.
Very good play by Complexity. They just look very solid as a team right now. I mean, smart play by Hiko to not allow VeryGames to take him out. He fell back behind the smoke, just made sure he could stay alive, connected through the smoke on that second kill. And also, once again, nothing getting that entry kill in middle. I mean, it's a little unlucky the way he got caught by the pillar when he got blinded, but just very good play by Complexity overall. I think VeryGames just doesn't seem like they're playing their A game so far. I think Shocks is playing out of this world as per usual, but I think the rest of VeryGames are struggling a little bit.
Is this the time to legitimately get excited for a North American CS team for the first time in forever? Not to say that your team didn't excite me, but...
I don't know. I think it's still too early to say, but it could very well be the case. I mean, these guys, the core of this team, have put up pretty good results internationally since CSGO came out. I think big problem for them has been that they haven't had good backing to go to a lot of tournaments, but they put up some good wins in the past.
Swag, we were all watching, and he had to deliver as they came through his crosshairs, and he didn't. He's fallen back. The AWP on this map is a tough decision, because it's not a natural AWP map where you can... We'll come back to that thought in the end of the round. Nothing. Well, it leads to fragging, and follows up with his grenade. Nice work. He and Sean have got themselves frags. 2 VeryGames answers, though. Scream and Smiths have done it. Still, Shocks alive, and that means trouble. As Shocks gets himself frag number 1, it's Swag that goes down. He's escorted the bomb carrier in towards that site, and he follows up with, doesn't, nothing, gets 2. Big play from nothing there. I felt that was all Shocks, and he's going to follow up with a defuse from Hiko, and that will be 3 straight rounds to Complexity. 7-5. Great stuff.
Very good, very great stuff by COL, and nothing especially. He's been very good in these first 2 games. I mean, something I mentioned is that he really hasn't been the player in CSGO so far that he's in 1.6 in terms of consistency. I mean, he'll have these really good games here and there, but so far at DreamHack, he's 2 out of 2. He's been playing very well and consistently, and that's really helped Complexity.
Let me ask you about the AWP decision real quickly. On Inferno, we've not seen it go too swimmingly for anyone who's picked it up, and it's a tough one. It's not a map that naturally lends any one bomb site to an AWP.
I think it just varies depending on the other team's playing style. I think that's what you want to base it on. I mean, yesterday we saw Kenny S get that little boost on the trees in Banana and able to get that entry kill in the final round against Universal Soldiers. So I think you can do some interesting picks with it, and it's good here and there just to mess with the other team, because that also forces them to watch out for that. Something we talked about yesterday is it's not all about the kills you get, it's about the other team not being able to do something because they're afraid of that. Now
an AWP and an auto sniper combo here for Complexity.
Yeah, we've seen how good the auto sniper is, so I have no problems with that.
We'll see whether it works for them. Swag is going to nade through. 7-5. As here come the French pushing in towards that A site. Hiko opens up with 2 quick frags. They've lost Sem, but they've got 3 frags for their troubles, and it's all on Shocks once more in the pit. The bomb has been dropped, but Shocks has dropped 2 of his own, and he moves in towards that site. He's got 1 on 2. Nothing and Sean have to go this, and you'd fancy Shocks here. He's fully healthed up. He gets frag number 1, and the auto sniper comes in and stops Shocks on his hat trick, and he will finish off the job.
Seriously, like Shocks right now, I think he might be better than Forrest at his peak. Like it's something in the discussions where we talk about the best CS players ever, we always say Forrest has the highest peak out of everyone. He's not consistently there because no one can be there, but if you just look at the way Shocks is playing, it's just incredible. Like, I really think he has better aim than Scream, and we always talk about how Scream is a human aimbot, the way he plays, just tapping everywhere. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, nothing said it best. He said animal. That's what Shocks is, if he's not a machine.
Now, just for a player like you coming from 1.6, I've seen Shocks in Source do this for a long time. VeryGames, top team in Source. Does it now add the legitimacy that he can do this against 1.6 players like nothing?
I've never doubted that there's some players who can do it. But I think in general, just from the fact that 1.16 was bigger, there probably was more competition leading to a higher quality of teams. But I mean, if you have a team that's dominating the scene for years, there's no question. There's some pretty damn good players in there.
Politically correct answer there from you, Lopez. As we see Shocks.
That's rare.
Yeah, that is rare. As we see Shocks push in, and we built him up, and of course he would go down first this time. Swag gets it with that AWP, and it'll be Smith to avenge. Nothing gets picked off. Swag's AWP lands to frag number 2, but Scream and MBK open up that A-bomb site and lead it in. Swag out, and Sean is going to have to reclaim the site or decide to stick. And Complexity have made that decision, and it's cost them, actually. Sean gets dropped by MBK, and it's all on Hiko now. And he, despite having 2 players on low health, will not go for this. And that'll be VeryGames picking up their first round in, what, 4? First round in 4 for them.
Yep.
And that'll turn us to an 8-6 scoreline.
Not a lot of money for Complexity in the bank right now. Sean Garris has 4 grand. Hiko has 2.3K.
Well, they rebought Orcs last round.
Yeah, nothing has 1.5K. Both Semphis and Brax, Swag have around 200. So it's not going to be a perfect buy round for Complexity, but this was a good choice by Hiko to save this gun, assuming he can pull it up and gets a kill there on NBK at the very last second. So not a perfect buy by any means for Complexity, but it's a winnable round. And we always talk about momentum. I mean, it's not going to make or break a match, but I think for a team like Complexity, who are known to be loud, they're getting loud, they like yelling, I think winning the final round is pretty big. And also, you want to get a 3-round lead, just because otherwise, if VeryGames gets off to a hot start, just getting 1 round in the first half can be tough. You want to follow it up with a pistol in the second half, that's for sure.
So 8-6 Complexity at halftime. We're either going in for 9-6 or 8-7. Either way, we're poised for a delicately balanced halftime. And
it's exactly what this match deserves too, because this has been a very good game.
This has been very entertaining, and let's see whether they follow up. Shox makes his way in towards the house as he push up forward. He spies one of the Complexity players, and neither of them actually managed to land a shot on one another. Both will adjust their position. As Shox pushes in, he's taken a little bit of damage.
It looks like VeryGames are going to be headed towards the B bomb site here. Shox still hanging around the boiler room area. It looks like he's going to fall back now as well. And the French-Belgian side are going to group up to hit the B site, where Swag and Hiko are defending this time, as Sean Garris is using the auto sniper in the A side. We'll see if the Americans' defense can stop this attack and give him a 3-round lead.
The Americans have got no idea. With Shox over on the other side, they've not moved anyone over from A. And here we go. Hiko's going to see action any second now. Flashed out as well. He's in trouble as he's got the French knocking on his door. And the opening shots come in, and Hiko is doing what he does best. He stays all the way in the back, gets himself frag number 1. Smith goes down, and second frag coming for him. Can he follow it up with a hat trick? You bet he can! 3 frags for Hiko. Shox does eventually stop the rot, has to pick the bomb out of that site, and now we'll go through. He's got Swag to come forward. Shox has been dropped as he tries to put the plant down, and MBK 1 on 4. And the CTs pick it up. Time runs out. Good half for Complexity. Let's follow Hiko one more
really
time.
Really nice round by Hiko here once again. And you know, when you're playing against teams like VeryGames, you need your players to put up individual performances. You can't really match Shox. At least you can't expect to match Shox on that department. But I mean, you just need people like Hiko to do things like that to stay in the game. And also a little underrated there at the end. Nice play by Nothing to just push through the smoke, knowing there's very little time left to plant the bomb. It could have been risky because he could have just gotten taken out. But I mean, there's just almost no way for them to be covering each entrance into the bomb site, and just a free win there because he just decided to push through.
If I told you 9-6 to Complexity at the start of this match, you wouldn't have taken it. You wouldn't have believed it.
I could have believed it if you told me at halftime and said like, oh really? But I would have been very surprised. I would have expected VeryGames to get a lead in the first half. But I mean, like I said, Complexity actually is a good matchup for VeryGames. This group of people and their previous teams have always done well against VeryGames, so they know how to play against them. And now there's a little bit of pressure on VeryGames because you don't want to lose the pistol round of the second half and potentially go down to 6-12. That'd be a pretty tough deficit to come back from, even for VeryGames. And considering VeryGames actually won the second round of this map, and it was all tied at 1-1, that actually makes this half look very good for Complexity.
So we can legitimately be excited about an American CS team.
Yes. I'm excited about this American and CS team.
Fantastic. So, VeryGames, under the cosh, a question being asked of them. Normally, there's only one team that can ask questions of VeryGames, and they're not American. Let's see how they can react to it. Let's see, who do you need to see more from? Shox had a great half. 19 frags in that half. Carried his team because if you look beneath, no one else even made double figures.
I need everybody else to show up.
Wow.
That's what I need.
A big call. We're going back in. Well, I'm going to have to ask you to place your money somewhere. Who's going to take this one?
I'll still go with VeryGames, just because it's really hard to go against the world's best team.
Wow.
But put it this way, if Complexity wins, it doesn't surprise me at all anymore.
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 Oh, hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but they're a good matchup.
It's funny.
But, you know, by nature, I mean, by definition, you shouldn't be able to predict upsets, because otherwise they're not upsets.
It's funny, I didn't hear anyone singing Complexity's praises this morning when we walked in, but here we go.
You should have read my preview then.
I should have read your preview.
There we go.
MBK from VeryGames and Shox both get themselves some kills. Swag, though, makes sure that there's still a competition here. Shox on that top balcony is in a great position to just disrupt anything coming in, as the VeryGames side do lose Smith as well. So no health left on those Complexity players, though, as they try to get the bomb down. That's money for them. And Sam has been stopped trying to do that. Oh, no, he hasn't. Sorry, I take it back. And Sean is in there. So it's all going to be down to Swag. Sean in the pit. If I were him, I wouldn't have peeked. But now Sam is going to, Swag is going to get dropped in the site. And VeryGames goes down. For Sean there, and I could make nothing guilty of this earlier on against the faculty, the Americans, as Scott said earlier, they love to peek. They can't just sit back and wait. Can't use the bomb timer.
Yeah, they probably went a little over-aggressive there in that 3v3, but at the same time, I believe Sean Garris had about 10 health left. I think even Swag was down to something like 30, so, you know, when you're down to low health, you sort of want to force the peaks the way, you know, the way you want to do them, because otherwise they're just going to run into you, and if they have a lot more health, unless you instantly headshot them, they're probably going to be able to get that kill on you, because you're just so much lower on health. And yeah, well, Complexity has actually gone for a buy here. Look at that. Nothing, who has been really hot this tournament so far, has an AK in his hands.
So let's see, a bit of a gamble from them. And I think they'll probably keep Nothing disguised. They won't show that he's got a weapon until the very last minute.
Yeah, and they're actually doing trying to do what VeryGames did in the first half. They gone for the second round buy, and we'll see if they're going to be as successful.
Trojan Horse. Bring Nothing up amongst the pistols, and they let him unleash. Or not, he's actually pushed all the way through.
Really good nade on Existence. He's down to 22 health after some early damage, so we'll see. Looks like Complexity are going to hit the B site, but it's just a matter of when right now. And Smits is currently just hanging around the CT arch area, just trying to decide if he should over-rotate towards that B site or not. So that rotation could play a major, major factor in how this round turns out.
And they've smoked out the B site, but that's forced Smith to go all the way in, and they've decided, actually, the Americans, I thought that smoke was the start of a counter, but it hasn't been. They haven't been able to
Sean Garris is actually
anything
faking the A bomb site right now. He's throwing some smokes and flashes. We see Smits rotating from CT spawn, and now here's going to be the COL push to the B site.
Here they go. Smith's probably wondering what the heck's going on, as we'll see Scream in that site. 3 players, 4 players for Complexity push in, and there comes frag number 1 for VeryGames. It's Swag that goes down. Sean Garris does get one in, and now it's all or nothing in that AK. Frag 1, frag 2, and the bomb may well get planted here. They need to keep Nothing up and at him as he stands back.
Oh, they can't find the bomb on time.
God, they've got to be kicking themselves. They're going to be absolutely kicking themselves. They do lose one more player, but Nothing gets away with the AK, and that was almost good. But questions to you are, 1, the decision to use Nothing and his AK, would that have been his decision or would that have been his strat caller's decision?
It was probably the strat caller's decision because he was dropped the AK, he didn't buy it himself. So that's probably the case. I think Sean Garris is the one who only had a couple of flashes and smokes to fake the A site. Just unlucky with the bomb dropping into the fountain. That's why they couldn't find it. Otherwise, they would have gotten the bomb down. They would have been favored to win that 2v2 in the bomb site. Now, once again, a really sick beginning to the round by Nothing, who just takes the head off the Scream in Banana. See if he can go for more here.
Oh, he did try, but couldn't quite get there. And they'll see Sean Garris pick up where Nothing began, and that's Complexity. 2 frags this round, making it expensive. Still don't favor them to get much out of this, as there are 3 fully armed Frenchmen lying in wait for them. Hiko will drop down. His goal has got to be to try and get a weapon if he can, but the players that have gone down went down up at Long B, up at Banana, and
and Complexity are just grouping up right now. It looks like they are going to be attacking the A bomb site a little later on. Shox is actually down to 30 health, so it's still a winnable round for Complexity, but they really need Hiko to get this first kill as he comes out of the apartments to force a 2v2 situation. Because if he goes down, then it's going to be all on Sean Garris, who only has 15 health points left.
This is a tough situation for Hiko. He's going to get sandwiched from 1 down beneath him, 1 on the right, and he's not going to get out of there. And Sean will go try and grab that gun, but with 20 seconds to go, he will take an AK as his prize for this weapon, and will set up a tie game.
And
he won't get
Shocks
anywhere.
once again with a double kill there. He's just in really, really great shape.
Did they shoot the gun right as he went to pick it up?
I think that was the case.
Didn't quite see it on our screen. And there you see the back of a very dark VeryGames player and the back of a very dark Complexity player.
So all tied at 9. Complexity have once again bought, and I mean they're just going for the buy because they still know they can break VeryGames' money if they win a round. So another buy for both sides. Game tied at 9, and it's still anyone's game.
But this hasn't been the T-side for Complexity that they would have wanted. They've lost the opening 3 rounds. They've played a lot of their cards, if you will, and confidence may well have been sapped a little bit.
Well, to be fair, the pistol round was a 3v3. It wasn't like they got mowed down like VeryGames did in the first half, and they were an unlucky bomb drop away from potentially winning the second round. So it's still a little too early to judge them, I think, because they look pretty good, especially nothing individually. But they do need to get on the board soon.
9-all. Complexity versus VeryGames in the winner bracket final of this third group.
That still sounds so odd when you say it,
yeah.
even though it is correct.
Nothing pushes in. He's been flashed, but he's still managed to do a lot of damage there. I think it's Shocks that's in that side. Nothing's got only 12 points of health. Shocks has been dropped. Sean was the man who picked it up. And now, VeryGames, without their star player, will have to face a Complexity side charging in towards A. Sem gets frag number 1 in the site. Smith has picked off nothing, but he had no health anyway. Sem's got 2 headshots, and VeryGames have only got 2 players left standing. Bomb planted. The French may have to do what the French have done before, which is retreat, as Existence will put out, and Scream and Existence both do retreat all the way back, and Complexity will get on the round. They will get on the board. They will take it a 10-9 game.
PETA wouldn't be happy if they saw Scream shooting chickens here. It's animal cruelty. I like the joke about France retreating. It's a nice touch.
There you go. It was one of those kind of natural British moments. You just
I'm
put
all
in a
about
French
making
dig.
fun of the French.
And I didn't even mean it. Then you brought it. Then you decided to make it really controversial and go for Peter on the chickens. I mean, really, we're ticking all the boxes. All we need is Too Good to hop on stream, and we're really just gonna. We're Too Good and Thorin. He could just cause an eruption here, but we're not. We're not those guys. We're politically correct. We love you all.
And currently, VeryGames, they still have four rifles, but NBK down to a pistol. And should Complexity be able to win this round, VeryGames would actually be broke. So once again, a very, very important round. Potentially worth more than... this round is actually worth more than 1 round for each team, because I don't think Complexity will buy either, unless they get the bomb down and a lot of kills. And that would shift the decision a little bit.
What in football you call a 6-pointer.
And Complexity just taking it slow all around the map, very similar to what we saw VeryGames do in the first half. They don't want to take too many early risks. They just want to take over the map slowly. They want to wait out VeryGames' smokes, as we see nothing doing here in the hallway. He doesn't want to walk through that too early. And they just want to make sure they get to execute what they actually want to do here. And that certainly looks like it's going to be the case with VeryGames still having 2 people defending the B bomb site here as Complexity starts their push.
Nothing's going to lead the charge, but right behind him is one of them. He's gone all a long way through the smoke, gets to the back. Beautiful stuff from him. He's on top of the artillery grade, but it works like a charm. Hiko and Nothing take the site, and that is straight out of the Complexity strat book. VeryGames retreat. Clean entry as you could ask for, and that is textbook.
Yeah, I'm just very impressed by Nothing, because I've commented about him not being as good at CSGO as he used to be. I mean, he was very, very good at 1.6, and I played with him, so I know just how good he was. And I always felt like he was just lazy when it came to CSGO. I knew he had the talent to easily be very good at this game, too. And it looks like this bootcamp in Sweden has finally forced him to actually play enough Counter-Strike to be in tip-top shape. And we once again saw him just go out of apartments, get that opening kill. He's top fragging for Complexity. A ton of entry kills, like we talked about, both on CT side and on this terrorist side. And he's just a big reason for why Complexity are up 11-9.
That last round for me was un-American because it was patient to begin with, and then it was so strategic. Yes, 2 great frags, but it wasn't relying on the individual talent. And the great complexity of all, with Warden, for example, they relied on his individual talent to just punch the opponents in the face. And that is, you know, an evolution from complexity that perhaps makes them challenges here. It's 11-9 to complexity. Complexity are 5 rounds away from going through and sending VeryGames into the loser bracket in this group. And that's a statement I did not expect to make.
Yeah, NBK is going to be met with nothing here. Oh, actually, Scream is going to be the one taking out nothing. NBK still just hidden by the sandbags there, and there's going to be a little action going on in Banana. We'll see if its complexity can come out of that. Doesn't look like it. NBK gets a kill with his 5-7, and the Americans are down to a 3v5 situation early on in this round. That once again, these VeryGames on a force buy with very little money.
Well, it's worked for them, though. They gambled and they've won. 2 frags come their way. Hiko now knows that Screams is looking for him, and they know he's out there. Incendiary Grenade goes down in towards the pit. But there's little for complexity to make the moves here. Hiko does get himself one. They don't know that Shox is there. They're looking around now, but he's not made a move or a sound. And Sam is going to get dropped by Smith's double frag in there. And Swag does stop Smith, but Shox decides that that's the time to come alive. And it's 11-10. And this game is absolutely brilliant.
It's a very, very good and even game. Nice play by Smits there, just hiding patiently in the side, getting those 2 kills. Very close to also taking out Swag, but Shox was there to clean up right after. VeryGames finally starting to build up some money to the point where even if they lose this round, they will be buying next round. They're not going to have guns for everybody unless they save weapons, but they would be going for the buy regardless. So on the other hand, complexity starting to be fairly low on money. As we see VeryGames going for a very aggressive push here in the middle. 2 early trades there. Zenth is getting a kill. Nothing with a kill, and that's going to leave Shoxy all alone in a 1v3 situation. And what a quick round.
What a quick round. And it's what you'd want for if you're complexity in that situation. They realized very, very quickly that VeryGames were coming on to them like a rash. And as they grouped up in middle, they were able to pick those frags up. It leaves Shox in a 1v3. I'd love our cameraman to switch over to Shox because he's a man that can in this type of situation. There you go. He's over at the B site. He's going to be alone there, and actually he's not going to chase this 1v3 at all. Had they been coming B, he would have seen action, but he knows now that the bomb is going down on A, and Shox is going to push around. The problem is, though I do expect him to go defensive and save, we're running out of rounds.
Yeah, that we are. Like I said, though, VeryGames, they needed to save 1 or 2 weapons to have a full buy round this coming round. So good choice by Shox, not going for a round that he had very little chance to win, even being the machine that he is. VeryGames will have four rifles in the upcoming round, 1 pistol player, and complexity are looking so good. And something I was going to say also to comment on is I really like VeryGames' call. It was risky, but at the same time, I felt like it was a perfect time to do something different because there's no way complexity expected that. They just happened to hit their shots better, but I actually felt like that was a very good call.
Oh, say can you see a 12-10 lead for complexity. A phenomenal scenario. They have one hand on the quarterfinal, on the round of 8. And we'll see whether they're able to follow it through. Smith's AWP here could be a big, big factor for VeryGames as they look to stop the Americans in their tracks. And they do. Shorgar's dropped by Smith. MBK's the pistol you were talking about. He's in the hallways, lying in wait. And complexity have decided it's a B push, and Smith will have seen this. He was up in mid with the AWP, just looking down. He will know that A is safe. But actually, maybe I'm wrong, because they haven't rotated anyone across, and now they're all going to see action. Scream opens up onto Sem. This hasn't been a clean entry for complexity at all, but nothing gets him out of trouble with a beautiful headshot. He's going to have to finish this off on his own here. He's got just Hiko for company. Nothing puts down the bomb. Hiko's covering the rotation coming in from spawn side. Nothing needs to look over to the left, because he's got incoming, and he spies him. It's Smith that's there with the AWP in a very short-range position. He's not really a scenario he wants, but he gets the groin frag onto onto Hiko, and nothing's been down by Shox. And VeryGames back on the board. It's 12-11, And it's too close to call.
It is way too close to call. Nice play by Nothing there, getting those 2 entries. It looked like VeryGames were going to run away with that round after Scream got the first entry on Complexity running into that side. A little unlucky on Hiko, I think, the way he wasn't able to spam Smits in construction through the wall, and then his re-peek. I mean, Smits was just waiting for him with an op zoomed in, so there was nothing.